worth either. But if you stick with it, like Patrick has, he's been doing it 90 days around there. Things do turn around, and the old adage about the law of averages. Enough phone calls go out, you will get the phone calls that come back where you do get the appointment, and the appointment turns into the sale. I wrote 7 or 8 commercial policies in December. Not all of them qualified with farmers. 3 were outside, but the other 4 qualified. So it does happen, and that's in
that is awesome, December. Greg.
I'm sorry?
I mean it. That is awesome, because I remember when you started, in the first 3 months there, you were getting frustrated and discouraged because you weren't seeing the fruit.
Well, let's be real honest, Dean. The first 30 or 60, 90 days, you had to convince me to stay, and I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I was ready to bail. It just wasn't working, but it does. Whoever's on this line today, this conference call, stick with it. It does work. Sign the 6-month contract, because you will get your results, guaranteed.
And that's we've seen that with many agents. We've been doing this for 16 years, and the agents lose interest about that 5th month. It's like you got to get an agent to hang on past the 6 months, and that's why I'm excited about Patrick, because he's already seeing fruit in the first 90 days that's coming.
Yeah.
Any
of the agents on this call, if you ever need that kick in the pants or that pep talk, give me a call. I'll be happy to work with you to keep you on track and make sure you stick with at least a contract with Client Focus, because it does pay off. I guarantee you it'll pay off.
Greg, why don't you share your email or phone number and your full name?
My phone number is area code 559.
559.
I'm sorry?
I was just repeating because somebody coughed there. So 559.
Yes, area code 559 431 2184. And I'll even give you my cell phone number if you guys call me after hours. It's area code 559 289 7070. And my email is G, for my first name, Greg, it's G Castillo, 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 1, the number 1, at farmersagent.com.
And if you didn't get that completely, just call us and we'll get you his phone number and email to him. The other thing is Greg has been very faithful in coming to this conference call, and that's really the intention of this. Is sometimes the story is the same from agent to agent. Everybody has a little bit different story, a little bit different success, but what we want to do with this is create a fan club of Client Focus where we're encouraging you month after month after month to come to the call. It's a toll-free number. We pick up the charges on this to come in and get encouraged to keep moving forward and maybe set your goals as a milestone. What do you want to accomplish between now and the next 30 days? And every time you come to that conference call, set that up on your whiteboard or your goal sheets or whatever, and to stay motivated to the game. And if you're a new agent and you never tried us before, it's that first 5 to 6 months that it takes. You have to work the ground, plant the seed. You got to water it. You got to follow. And what I mean by that is you got to follow up on every lead that comes into you. Some agents will take those leads and they'll just sit them on the right-hand corner of their desk and they won't follow up with them. And the relationship piece of that, you have to follow up on every lead, every nugget, and like an agent told me one time, he says, I'm going to call, he targeted 400 restaurants in his market. He says, I'm basically going to call them until they buy or die. They're going to know that I am in the commercial business, I want their business, and I'm going to call them every year until they tell me, don't ever call me again, or they're going to give me an opportunity to come over there and see them.
Well, even the gentleman, the agent that spoke last month, I don't remember, it's kind of a hard name to pronounce.
Let me grab my notes on that.
But he wrote, $465,000 in premium?
Oh, yeah, Corey Nikkei, out of Colorado. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got his notes in my folder. But, yeah, I mean, because I had set my goal this year for $100,000 in premium, but after listening to his, I thought, well, heck, if he can do $465,000, I was setting my goal too low.
Too low, right. And if that's one piece of gold nugget you picked up on a different call, that's awesome, Greg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to set your sights higher.
Well, every month there's something on here you can use. Every month. And honestly, everybody on this call, it's 20 minutes. It's 20 minutes of your day
Right.
one Wednesday out of the whole month.
Right. So what we want to do is, Rob Rector is from Main Street Marketing. We've been partnering with them for 2 years. They're just going to do a quick couple-minute commercial. There's a webinar that they do tomorrow. You can get Client Focus Ad Aid through their company. And so I just want Rob to just do a quick 2-minute commercial, and then we'll just come back and kick the can a little bit more and see if anybody's got any questions and go forward. So, Rob, you with us?
You bet. You bet. Dean, you know, some of the things today, just listening to the conversations, hit me like they hadn't on any of our other conference calls.
Okay.
You know, we've been with farmers since 2004. We probably have over 20,000 farmers agents since that time that we have worked with, either on a very small scale or on a large basis. But it's just like you've been talking about, you know, you've got to find something you're comfortable with and stay with it. It's like, you know, if you did Client Focus for a month, you'll never know. But stick with it, just like these guys have been saying. Give it a chance. Get it to where it's part of your monthly, your weekly, your daily marketing efforts, and that's the only way you can make anything grow. Well, it's kind of the same way with what we add to the component here, or our tag team effort we do with, you know, Main Street and Client Focus. We started off with farmers. We developed a piece of software years ago, Home Organizer. People can do a digital inventory of their possessions, which of course makes sense for an insurance client to have this. But it also has digital IDs: the Milk digital ID for their kids, Silver digital ID for the elderly, Ears digital ID for pets. So it's given as a gift from agents. It's less than $4. You can use it to protect their kids, their pets, their valuables, in addition to insurance. We started off with farmers on event marketing. It was a great way for agents to get their name out in the community, gather leads, but then unfortunately, kind of like you talked about, if you got those leads and they just sit on your desk, you're not doing anything with them, that's where a lot of these people kind of went to the wayside. They didn't stick with a plan and work it through and through. We also found out that this is a great tool for setting FFRs. You know, hey, you're a valuable customer. I'd like to come over and give you this gift. You protect your kids, your pets, your valuables, and while I'm there, we'll talk about your insurance needs. Well, one thing led to another. The different people that we had worked with through farmers, as they got shifted around to different departments, then were in charge of affinity marketing, the BOSS program. We thought, hey, if this works out good for event marketing and client retention, why not use it for commercial sales? And that's where the BOSS program was developed, a way to get your foot in the door with a gift, just like you did, whether it's through event or FFR, and then a way to talk to the employees in a lunch and learn setting. And that's where, again, our relationship with Client Focus developed into, it's a great, we have all these calls scripted where you can use, if you want to go, say, one step further, if you want to use a door opener, we're the perfect door opener on the original or the initial commercial calls, and then we keep your foot in the door, talking to the decision maker, and give you an opportunity to meet all the employees. That's the BOSS program. That's Main Street Marketing and Client Focus. You know, as part of that, that's what we talk about on the webinar tomorrow.
And what time is that, Rob? It's 1 o'clock, right?
That is at 1 o'clock Central Time, yes.
Okay, so 1 o'clock Central Time. Rob normally sends out an email on that, and we, after this conference call, normally an email goes on that also that you can join in on. And how long is that conference call?
Oh, it's maybe 40 minutes, 45 at the most.
Okay, and the reason we partner with them for many things is one is their product allows you to get into the door faster than waiting for the X date to renew. So if the telemarketer is picking up an X date and they don't renew till July or August, you take the philosophy of, like what Patrick was talking about, the meet and greet, and you take their product and get into the business owner. You don't have to wait for that X date to renew. You can beat the competition by getting there right away. And so that, I do like that strategy. And then the second thing is you get to the employees with that, and you become the full trusted advisor for that company. And the third thing is when you package our services and their product together, you can get ad aid if you have ad aid available through farmers. So I really appreciate the relationship with them. I encourage you to go to their webinar tomorrow. So sake of time, it's already 12:21. Does anybody have a couple of questions you want to ask either Rob or Greg, myself, or Patrick?